All right, friends, here we are at week 75 of Theme Park Thursday. Today, I'm doing a layout about the Jungle Cruise, one of our family's favorite rides. But this time I have a little bit more of a story in that the daughter of one of my friends is a skipper on the Jungle Cruise. And so we were on a quest to try and ride her boat. We didn't succeed at riding her boat, but we did get a chance to meet her. So I was able to combine two collections for this one. What a Zoo and Pineapples and Palms, and use a bunch of my leaf punches. And as always, almost always, I guess, I was able to end up with the layout that I'm very happy with. So I hope that you will stay tuned and see how it all came together. All right, so we are to the Jungle Cruise, and I may want to do two layouts for this one. Part of it, I mean, some of it is just the Jungle Cruise, right? So it's all these animatronics things. Do I care? Us, I want that. Our boat driver. But also my friend's daughter was a Jungle Cruise skipper. So I definitely want to do some stuff about Molly. There she was on the shore. She was on a boat that we weren't on, so I saw her, but you know, I guess I could have asked them if I could be on the boat with her. I don't know that I need that many. This is from Michelle's Snapchat. There's a tarantula in this cage. At Christmas time, he has a Santa hat. That's kind of a fun little thing. But I don't feel like the Jungle Cruise is worth multiple layouts. I don't know why this picture printed twice. I don't know why I wasn't sitting up straight, so I would not look as pudgy. And I don't really know what I want to do. I haven't really thought that much about this one. To be honest, I couldn't remember what came next until I sat down to make this video. But I did pull out my What a Zoo stuff because I think this works really well for this. And as you can see, I've got a ton of it. I'm trying to kind of use up what I've got. So I know I want to do kind of Molly. Again, I got some duplicates of that. Maybe I'll do this little thing here with like her. We see her standing on the deck, and her mom had told her that we were coming. So maybe I do this kind of up on this side, and then these, and that's the line, I guess. This is the line. Little duck. I don't know that I care about that duck. Maybe I want to do something with a bunch of little. I love this, the cruise photo. They don't actually take a photo on the Jungle Cruise. I wish they did. I could do something with just like some squares. All right, let's get a scratch paper. Not exactly scratch paper. I love grid paper, and at back to school time, I often will go and, you know, buy a piece of it. And I actually do have some grid things printed out on my computer that I use sometimes when I'm designing layouts, but I don't have any right handy. So we'll just do this. But if I did like, let's see what the picture of Molly looks like. I guess it's a big picture of Molly and a little picture of Molly. And then maybe I do something like this with a big rectangle, and then I do the little picture of me with Molly right here and the little Molly on the boat dock. I guess I could do these that way, kind of make it separate. And then I could just do maybe some squares. But if I do that, then how small would they have to be? Because I want to keep this picture whole, which is 4 inches. So this would need to be 4.5. So I guess I could only do 2. So maybe I do like some 3-inch squares. Oh no, it would only be 2. That would be like 7. And then I could do some little, like tiny squares. So these would be like 3 by 3. So 3, 6, 7, 8. That gives like, yeah, space in between. I think that might work. to do something like that, because I've got all these just random pictures and they're but a lot of them are small. But I like that little head thing. Of course, the elephant. This is from the line. That's our skipper. I wonder if she could fit in a 3-inch square. Yeah, she could fit in a 3. These could all fit in 2s or 3s. That would be a 3. Backside of water. I think this was relatively new to the Jungle Cruise. They used to have this in California, and they just added it in Florida. So I took a couple pictures of it. Okay, I think that's what I want to do. Oh, this one I want whole, but I could cut this down to 3 by 3. That would work as one of those. All right, propping that up so I can see my idea. And let's see what's in here. I have so many of the mat packs. I like the mats. I like when I can use them, but a lot of times I can't. Oh, it's kind of fun. Party animal. I don't know if I can use the mats. Adventures. Like, I like this one that says adventures. I would like it for journaling, but those lines are way too spaced out for what I'm going to need. So I don't think I'll use the mats. And oh my goodness, I have a lot of stuff in here. And some of this might not even be from What a Zoo. We had a different paper pack. I like that one. Oh, this was a Fast to Fab. Apparently didn't like that one because I've got a couple of them. I don't mind the Fast to Fab, but I don't love them. I like to do my own thing. There's some pre-made layouts I did a long time ago. I'm not going to use those. And this mostly is the that other theme pack, or this one. Don't feed the animals. Yeah, no. I kind of don't want the animal prints. This is the one I want. I think this paper. And I don't have any more of it because it must be my favorite one. And I would need 2 of them, I think. Well, so maybe we won't use Jungle Cruise. I could use this like as my background. The bamboo. But I think I want something with leaves. I might need to pull out like Tropic Time or something like that. And seriously, that one would be great. Or this one. Maybe I could use this one. Just because I don't want to have to get up and get any more. It's a little bit busy. I don't think I like it with the bamboo in the background. My previous page was the Festival of Fantasy fold out. So that's mostly on a white background. So I feel like I can get away with a little bit busier background on this one. But I don't think it can be these 2 together. I think this is too much. And maybe I do want not to use the bamboo. Although I do like the bamboo. Maybe I do the bamboo on a different background. I don't know. I like this one. These Fast to Fabs. Fast to Fab inspired. If I were doing a layout where I could like set them all along this line, I think that would work well, but I have too many pictures for that. Yeah, I don't want to use any of these Fast to Fabs right now. I think Fast to Fabs are great, especially when you're just want to get your pages done in a hurry, but I'm lucky that I get to take as much time as I want on these layouts, and so this is not the video series if you want quick, fast, get her done stuff. Donna Guest is great at that part of, fast and easy layouts. Let me pull out Tropic Time, whatever tropical collections I have. Obviously, it's not going to be the animals, but it'd be something tropical, jungly. All right, so if I have traffic time, it didn't get put away before the great scrapbook room clean out, and I don't know where it is. But I do have Sun Soaked, which is our current collection. I have a couple pieces left of this Pineapples and Palms, which was a quarterly advisor pack. And I really like this green leaf paper. That might be what I use. And then I have a few pieces left of my beautiful favorite Boho Escape. I think I used a lot of this in the Animal Kingdom layouts, but I don't have any, I don't have any doubles. So if I want to do my square in the middle, it might have to be this, except I've cut this one page. So, All right, let me put this one away. I do like putting my embellishments, especially these thick ones, in these fill and file sleeves, because I love the way that they all can fit in the Power Project folders. This is my main method of organizing my scrapbook stuff. And fit that in there. I've got my pre-made layouts in a Power Simple sleeve that fits in here. And I can just keep everything together. And then this, you do have to turn it so that the little hole punch, because it's supposed to go in the binder. But if it's in the binder, I don't remember to look at it. So if it's all in here together, it keeps these from like clumping down at the bottom and making this even thicker. So I can just put it all in here. So there's my What a Zoo getting put away. And we'll use Pineapples and Palms, I think. I mean, I kind of like this bird one, but I mean, apparently I don't like it that much because that's what I got tons of. But I don't have a full set of this, I don't think. But I'm liking the green. I think this is the color I want. Like I say, I don't have a whole lot of it, so I'm gonna have to probably use I got 2 pieces here. Probably use a different background for this. This will be my inside square, and I'll put all of this on something else. What would be good to put Molly? Oh, maybe I could use that bamboo. Maybe I could use the bamboo because this is kind of subtle enough. Let me try it with the bamboo. Which maybe I shouldn't have put it away. Maybe I put it away too soon. Oh, I think that will work. This was too much, but I think that might be just right. So if I do the bamboo background, and then this on there, I'm okay with this. This looks all right. Not too busy. There's enough contrast. So I'll put Molly. I mean, I could even trim that down a little bit. It doesn't have to be, because I don't need that whole pole. I don't need that whole pole. I could do this like as a 3x5 and then a little piece of her on her boat. And then this one I want to keep whole. All right, so let's cut the photos that are going to go here. All right, so here's my trimmer. I'm going to trim this down. Cut that pole off of there. Oh, I kind of like that pole. Maybe I'll just leave that like that. And that one there. And this one I'm going to cut off our little boat driver. Sorry, boat driver. I'm sure you were fine, but you know, when you know who your skipper, that's a little more fun. I'll cut that off just a smidge. So this is going to be bigger down here, and that will stay there. I won't use that one. I want these two. Oh, so maybe I really don't like that picture of me. It's exactly the same. So I don't want to do 4s. I want to do 3s. I don't know if I can cut them to a 3 though. I should have, I guess I have another one of this picture if I decide not, if I can't cut them down as much. I can cut a little bit off. Maybe I can do a 3.5 right here. All right, I can do a 3.5 by 5. I can do this one as a 3.5. I'm still going to cut this part off because, you know, bad posture. One of the best things about scrapbooking is cut off the, well, it doesn't quite cut off as much, but it's a little bit better. Now it's 3.5 by, I'll cut it 3.5 for now, and if I need to trim it down, I can. So this needs to go here. I can cut that a little bit narrower if I need to. I guess I could just put the 2 of them up here and me up here on this side. That makes this, oh, I guess I could cut this, you know, that can't cut it that much skinnier. This is going to be about 8 inches. Okay, so that's 4 and this is 8. And I want maybe 3/4 of an inch on either side. So 8, but this is a 5. I could trim this a little bit down because 5 and 3.5 is 8, but I want 4 1/4. And whatever I need to trim that one down to, I can cut a lot of that one off. I'll put those 2 right there, and then these will be 3.5-inch squares. Oh, this is the one that's going to need 4.5. Ugh. Well, maybe we'll have to overlap. I don't really want to cut the pictures too much. I mean, I want to cut you guys have seen me cut the pictures too much and regret it later. I can do the small ones here. And cut that trash can off and cut me like that, and I could fit right there next to them. So that can work right there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this at 8. And then I'm going to cut 1.5 inches off, so I have a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch at the top and bottom. And of course, I don't like to fold out my arm, so I'm going to just cut it at 4. Gotten really good at subtracting from 12. And then I'll cut 1.5 inches. Sometimes I get confused and I go all the way to this edge, but that's 1 3/4 inches. I don't want that. I want 1.5 inches. Which, you know, I can see the line right there if I pay attention. So this will go right here. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. Well, I kind of like that more. Get that trash can off. Katie's so good at making funny faces. I could maybe even cut that down a little bit somehow. I don't know. We'll put those there. And then this one, I know I've got to cut the 1.5 inches off. I also need to cut 4 inches. I always like to cut the bigger piece first so that I end up with like a nice big piece that I could use for something else later, rather than cutting the 1/2 inch off and then having this piece not be 12 inches. So I need to decide what I'm going to do here as far as my pictures. Because if I did 2 3-inch pictures with like, you know, 1/4 inch in between. So 3 1/4 and 1/4 is 3.5. Oh, these are 3.5 though, aren't they? 3.5 and 3.5 is 7. I need to go to 8, but I don't really want to, I mean, I guess I could trim, I don't want to trim that. So I think I'm going to cut this one a little bit narrower because this is a 4-inch picture. If I cut this at 4.5, I'll just have to figure out how to make that work. And I think I'm going to do it this way so that I have cut across. The other one I cut up and down, which I may be sorry later, but now I'm going to have this piece and this piece that are both 12 inches, but one of them, the stripes are up and down, and one of them they're horizontal. I usually like to cut like that. And then I'll cut that other 1.5 inches off so it's the same. Okay. I want this one. Maybe I'll keep this one whole even, which totally messes up everything. But this is like 5.25 inches. So I could do 2. Losing my clear ruler. I could do 2 2.5-inch squares right here. This is right about 6 inches. So if I did a 2-inch and a, is that 3 inches? Then that could work down there. So let's see which pictures I still want to use. I kind of like this one that Michelle wrote about. That one's fun, about the jungle cruise. Maybe this goes in the middle. All right. I don't know where my little square things, my sizing templates are, but the zero centering ruler works okay because I know it's 3 inches and I can see the, like the grooves, like this, the lines. So this would be a 3-inch, you can see that 3 right there. That would be a 3-inch square, which is maybe a little bit bigger than I wanted because I think I was going to do 2-inch. So that could be a 2-inch right there. That would have to be a 3.5-inch. I don't know about the duck. It's a 3-inch. This could be a 2-inch. I wouldn't probably do both of those. This could be a 3-inch. No, this one's farther away. That could even be better. This could be that 3.5-inch. This could be 2. Those could be 2. I don't think I care about that or that. Or that. I think I like this one. It could be the 3.5. So I've got these 2 3.5s. I could have 2 3.5s up here. I don't know that I care about that one. I do like our little guide talking about the backside of water, but they do that every time. So, okay. I think I'll put these at the top, and I'll put Molly kind of right here, even with us on the side, and I will journal about her. Maybe I'll journal about her right here. Put us right here, this down here, and then, yay, we got to see Molly. So, I think I'll do this 3.5 and this 3.5. And it's easy always for me when I've got like a big line or something like that on a picture, because I don't mind chopping pretty much all of that off. So I'll chop it at 3.5 that way, 3.5 that way. So this is now 7.5 inches, I think, because instead of being 8. So that works right there. It's a little bit skinnier. Maybe I'll trim a smidge off on one of these. As long as they're the same height. Like, that's a lot of trees. Nobody cares about all those trees. I mean, somebody cares about all those trees. I'm sure that the horticulturalists at Disney care a lot about those trees, but now this is a little too narrow. I cut maybe too much off of that. Maybe I mat those. But I use this one, so I probably don't need to use it again. Six inches. So 3s and 2s. Let me cut these little ones that I can cut into 2-inch squares. I don't want both alligators. I want the open mouth and these. I actually don't have as many pictures as I thought I did for here. So again, I want this to be at 2 inches. So I'm using this line to help me see where the cut's going to be. I like this one a lot. The little elephant in the shower. But then they always say, but don't worry, he has his trunks on. I guess when the Jungle Cruise first started, it was supposed to be like serious, and the Jungle Skippers got in trouble for making jokes about it. But then the guests love the jokes. We love the corny jokes. Maybe I'll actually cut this a little bit too, so it's also 7.5 inches. I'm gonna do that one. I didn't think I needed to do this little elephant. And this is why I always take more pictures than I think I'm going to need, because sometimes you just need to fill in a spot. Let's bring that down. Then it wouldn't matter if it was the same height or not. All right, so if I do this like this, I have lots of pictures of elephants and almost nothing else. So I guess I could put our backside of water, our tour guide backside of water. This could be I could have a 4-inch tall picture here. So I'm kind of doing a almost a collage page. That isn't necessarily a collage page, because I'm not necessarily lining things up, but like this side is lining up. Kinda. And this, and so then I need 2 things in here. All the elephants. I got those guys already. This is a better picture. I feel like you get a much better view of this than that. Maybe I just do this. Now that one's a little too small for what I would want. Took too many pictures of the elephants and not enough of anything else. Something here. I could put this part in here, even though it's in the queue. Oh, maybe I could put Michelle's little tarantula thing right there. somebody, one of you viewers a couple of weeks ago when I was talking about scrapbooking chronologically, somebody said, oh yeah, I have to do it chronologically. And I'm feeling that same thing with this ride. Like, I need to have it all be chronological, but I mean, it's all the same ride. So what difference does it make if I mix some of the pictures up, the order that they came in? It's like 4 1/4. I think I will cut that the bottom of the thing off. A little bit more of that. So it doesn't really matter, I guess, that they're not exactly the same, because I'm okay with this. I'm going to cut this a little smaller and that a little smaller. And that one a little smaller. I kind of want to cut the little lantern off the front of the boat. I like the little lantern, but who cares, actually, I guess. Get rid of some of this tree. I guess I could do this way too. This one is bothering me because these lines don't quite line up, but they're close enough that they almost look like they should line up. And yeah, maybe I'll do it like that. And then these. I might cut a little bit more off of her or that edge. Okay, I like it. I'm going to go ahead and stick these down. All right. I'm going to take this off here actually so I can make sure that these are straight. The lines of this bamboo paper are confusing me a little bit to keep my picture straight. So should I fast forward through the sticking down of the pictures? I mean, sometimes I have stuff to talk about, but I don't always have stuff to talk about. I don't know if that's, and I know that some of you really like seeing the whole process, but does that include the actual physically sticking the pictures down? I don't know. Oh yeah, that worked just right with the spacing. It's about a 1/2 inch at the top and bottom. That one doesn't line up now here either, so oh well. I think I'm going to trim this down a little bit more just so it doesn't, so it looks obvious that I didn't mean to have it be the same. It's 2 3/4, so we'll make it a square. Right there. As long as people know that like it wasn't supposed to be the same, and then I don't worry. Well, I don't worry. I don't care what people think. These are my scrapbooks. I'm going to do what I want. But, yeah, maybe I do care. Apparently I do care because when I look at it later, I don't want to think, oh no, I didn't line those up. Yeah, let's overlap those two. I really like that I was able to put that in. That makes me happy. It's not quite, journaling, but I want that straight or want that as an angle? Add an angle. I think I want to add an angle, but I don't know which direction I want it. Let's go that way. And then this one, I think I'm going to cut her back off a little bit, like a 1/4 inch off of that. Okay, those two go well together. And so sometimes when I'm doing something like this, I would go ahead and gut out this paper so that I reduce my thickness and have the other paper for something else, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to let it just sit on top of the backing paper, because my goal, of course, is to be done with all this stuff. I'm going to use my mat. I did get a new mat and everything for, you know, as we work through this scrapbook room redo, which I'm sure you guys are as sick of hearing me talk about as I am thinking about it. I just want to play in the scrapbook room. I don't want to have to clean the scrapbook room anymore. I just want it to magically all be put away and the way I want it. All right, so I just put that, because this was 1.5 inches, I put it 3/4 inch up. And I'm not going to use the mat for the second half because I will match it and do it this way. Oh, I was going to trim that edge off. Crap. Put adhesive on it already. Go about a 1/4 inch off. And what I did is I lined up, like, visually the edge of this picture with this little white, this marker right here, because I think that's about a 1/4 inch to there. So I just kind of visually eyeballed it and lined that up so that when I cut this piece off, it gave me the spacing that I wanted. And, oh good, most of the adhesive stayed on. And now we'll match these together. Okay. So we want to put, this side I know is going to work. Kind of like that. Maybe I'll put them separate. I wonder a little bit if they're not getting lost. I wonder if I need a tiny, tiny frame, maybe like in a brown, just to give them a little definition from blending into this background. And maybe I put both of these together on one little mat and both of those together on one little mat. Let me see if I can find some brown. All right, this is Hot Fudge, which is our current brown. This one's called Clay. I kind of like the clay. I feel like the color goes well with this. It doesn't like jump out too much at you, but I also kind of like the actual definition of the Hot Fudge. That's not even the picture that goes here. It's this picture. Kind of want to cut that yellow stripe off. I'll cut my fingers off. I think I'm going to use the Hot Fudge. This is just a little bit too blah. And so what I'll do is I'll put this one down here. Just a skinny, like a 1/8 of an inch-ish frame, and this one on top of it, and then I'll cut this piece. And ordinarily, I would leave the 12-inch piece whole, but I know I'm going to use this other piece for the other side, so even though it may kill me to cut across this way. Hopefully this isn't, okay, so this is like 4 1/4 inches wide. Just a hair bigger than 4 1/4. So that will fit right perfectly in this 4.5 inch space that we have left. I think I will line up the bottom. I don't know, maybe I want it to be down lower. I was thinking I would line up the bottom edge with this edge, but because then I don't have that space around there, I think I'm going to bring it down here. And then I'll do the other one in the upper corner kind of the same way. With Molly and her I kind of wanted the smaller picture at the top, or to kind of overlap it like this, but then it's going to mess up the rest of my design. Just going to do it like that. I think I'll do it like that. And this way, at least I know that these both pieces will be the same height because I cut from the same paper. So yeah, Molly's mom and I have met at Disney once. Had lunch when our girls were both working there. It was fun. See, actually, this can only be, I only left a 4-inch space, so I need this to be 3 3/4, which means I'm going to have to trim this picture down a little bit. Let me do this first. I'm going to cut the trash can off of the boat here. And I can cut it with my 12-inch trimmer, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use this one. Actually, I might be able to cut that a smidge skinnier even, and still get that look that I'm going for. There we go. I kind of want, oh, I didn't overlap here. I guess I can cut a lot of that off, a lot of that top of the boat and this bottom of the boat. I don't think Molly's mom watches my channel. She might, but I don't think she's much of a YouTuber. And of course, ordinarily, you know, you wouldn't want to put somebody else's kid in your YouTube video without their permission, but since she's a grown-up, she's probably in many people's scrapbooks and stuff. But it's fun. It's, you know, it's fun to kind of know some workers. Okay, now I'm going to put it like this. I'm going to trim that little smidge off the edge. I don't know if that's straight or not, but I do love this little trimmer for cutting smaller pieces. I love a good old guillotine trimmer. I feel like it gives me just a nice straight cut every time. And we'll do that way. Now it's a little bit narrow, but oh well. I have no place to write now Jungle Cruise though, do I? I guess it can go up there. I have the ABCs that look like the jungle letters, but I think that might be too much. Okay, it's coming together. I need something else. So I pulled down some of my leaf punches. I have this one. We have the Monstera Leaves border punch. If you are watching this the day it is going live, which is March 20th, is it the 20th? The Monstera Leaves border punch is currently on sale on my website for 50% off. That's the border punch. This was the standalone leaf. We also had this one. This is called the gum leaf punch. It's from Australia. And I have this 5-leaf punch. And I think I could do a combination with a few little leaves and stuff kind of down in these two corners. That might work. Do I have any, like, vitamin C? The vitamin C paper pack had some leaves, but I think I've used them all. I just don't know what color to punch the leaves out of. And I'm kind of feeling lazy to do the punching. But it would be nice to have some greens. I should check and see what scrap colors of green I have. And decide what, maybe I need to use yellow letters because there's a little bit of yellow in this, and get some kind of brighter greens to punch the leaves out of. I actually have about twice as many leaf colors as this. I just mostly picked ones that I had small pieces of, except for this, whatever color that is. I don't even know what color to call that one. This is dark green. And this was a little embossed punch, so you have to kind of press down a little bit to get the embossing, which I didn't really do. Like, I always like to punch it and then kind of bounce it to get the little embossing in it. Yeah. Anyway, so we'll do like 3 of those. And I'll do some of them in this color. I may not use these 2 colors. These 2 are feeling like they're too bright. Ironically, this little light lime is not necessarily feeling too bright. I think a little bit of that would be okay. But just looking at this green that's on here, I mean, this one maybe, but I think these are better. And even this weird, it's not a pretty green. It's very yellowish green. I like to punch on top of my pictures. So my sister has this punch. She came out to my retreat over Labor Day weekend and told me that it's jamming on her. She didn't remember to bring it, so I don't know why what could be wrong, but sometimes I've found if, like, the very first time you use a punch, like, you open it up and it won't shut back down again, sometimes it's just a little tiny piece of, like, a metal shaving that is blocking it. And literally, if you step on this with all your body weight and close it shut, and you close it once, it'll work perfectly after that. That is probably not what Creative Memories wants you to do. But if you have an older punch, you know, that's outside of its warranty period or something, and you don't quite know what to do, I've done it several times, and it is surprisingly successful. All right, so I've got those. These feel like little Christmas tree pine needles. I'm having a little PTSD from my years of a real Christmas tree. Although I do love a real Christmas tree, but I didn't love vacuuming up this stuff. And then I think I like this one because I can punch it upside down. A couple of those. And it's funny because I do usually kind of associate the Jungle Cruise with animals more than with, you know, the jungle part of it. I've got lots of leaf punches. Just felt like these were the ones that matched I think I'm not going to use this light lime. It's a little too bright, but I think these other colors go okay. Not every leaf, you know, is jungly. Some of them are more, you know, North America autumny. I think the gum leaf punch is like from Australia. That's awfully, I guess it's not that close right there. It looks close because of that bamboo. All right, let's just kind of make some little leaf clusters down here. kind of liking that. I'm really liking this little gum leaf for here. This gives me that magical, you know, group of 3 cluster that I now feel like I have to always do embellishments in groups of 3s, even though it's really okay to kind of break some of those rules. Put this one down here. Oh, it's the same green. Oh well, I only did 3 different greens, right? So I don't have any of this green. So I want to journal about Molly. I might end up putting something up here. But I think I'm going to stick these leaves down first. Of course, I'm going to use my repo. I do not know where my silicone mat is. So I'm going to take one of these pictures that I didn't use and use it as a little backing thing. You know, I have a crop venue and I have got those white plastic tables. And most of my people are pretty good to not use the adhesive right on the tabletop, but every time I have an event afterwards, I go through and I've got to scrub these little dots off those white tables, and they're textured tables, and it's a giant pain in the neck. So try to just avoid getting this on your work table because you can't see it. It's so you know, it's those little clear dots, but then it sticks to, you know, other dirt or whatever will stick to it, and it shows up later. And I think I want to move this guy up. Oh yeah, I'll do it like that. They're all sticking to each other. Okay, I like that little leaf cluster. That looks all right. And then this one, it's a little trickier because I did stick the photo down already, but I should have thought about this, but it's not that hard to pull your picture up. All right, that's all right there. So you guys know that I'm not really a stickler for that rule of 3 with embellishments, but I will admit that it helps me to kind of know, you know, how many embellishments do I need? How many leaves should I put together? How many clusters should I have? It's so easy to go way overboard and put, you know, too much. It's easy to, you know, especially for me. You guys know that I much more tend to be a too much kind of girl. Okay, let's get this back in our space. All right, so now I need something else. I need journaling kind of right here. And I think maybe I'll use, do I want to use that clay paper? I was going to use beige. But maybe this clay is just exactly what I need for the journaling. And maybe to put a little title block on up here. If I use a title block, I could use the green jungly letters. I hope they're with my ABC letters. Let's see if they are. All right, here's my thing of stickers. Oh, I have these. These are the What is Zoo 2 stickers, but they're not the jungle green, but they might work. Because I got the brown in there. I'd have the green one somewhere. I think they might be in my Tropic Time folder, which is, you know, not where they're supposed to be. But let's see what I want for over here. About maybe a 4 by 2.5 inch piece of this. And maybe the same up here. So if I cut this at, maybe I'll cut it at 3 inches because then I can cut it down if I need to, but I'll have a little extra wiggle room. I'm gonna cut, let's see, 4 inches. Yes. Well, I might need a little bit more than 4. So 4.5 in case I need to fit the Jungle Cruise. So that side's going to say be 4.5. And this one's going to be 4. But I don't think I'm going to use all of this. So that'll be my journal block. That will be my title block up here. Okay, I did just see this. This wild might be cute. I could put wild and then put the Jungle Cruise underneath. That might be fun to have that. That's all the stickers I have for this. Wildlife, best day ever. CM uses best day ever a lot, which is great. But how many days can you say best day ever about? All right, and so because I want to do this on here, I think I'm going to start with the right cruise first. Maybe I should have waited to put these down. Wild. I don't know if cruise is going to fit. I may have to move these letters, but I think I'm going to start working backwards. And I'm not going to try and make them too straight because these letters are not particularly straight. They've got little jaggedy edges. So I'm just going to kind of put, it's a little hard because I have to spell backwards. C-R-U-I-S-E. So I have to keep saying, I have to keep spelling out the word. I could, I suppose, write it down. As you can see, I haven't used these letters before, so I'm glad to have a chance to use them. And I do have a silhouette and a cricket and a Brother Scan & Cut and a Sizzix and a Gemini. But I'm just finding that sticker letters are so much faster for me. I mean, yes, I run out of ease. But I just you know, to pull out my computer and have to, you know, find a font and print it all out, blah, blah, just takes a long time. So, all right, so if we do this cruise, just move these. Like that. And then I'll put jungle above it. I think I will stick this down. Sometimes I don't stick it down until I get the letters on it, but I think because I've got this little cluster embellishment, it's a little taller than I want, actually. I don't want it to line up with the top. So I guess we're going back to 2.5. Okay, I think that's still gonna work. I actually scooted this up a little bit. I'm trying to make sure it's straight, which is hard because of the pattern. Go. This is going to cover a little bit up, maybe, Jungle Cruise. And I don't know if I want to start jungle over here. I think I do want to start all the way on this side. I might even do this. Because I can always slide this little title block down if I need to. And I don't necessarily care about it being straight. I care more about it being just evenly distanced. I almost grabbed an H, which is not how you spell jungle. Now, see, it's a little bit farther up than I want it to. So we're going to come down here. I do spend a lot of time kind of positioning my sticker letters so they'll be just where I want them. And I don't really know what the, like, what the secret is. It's just till it looks right to me. So I don't know if I said this last week or if I told somebody in person, but when I very first started doing this series, one of the reasons I wanted to do this Theme Park Thursday series was I was thinking about how often, you know, when I'm looking at brand new CM products, I think, oh, that would work for Epcot. That would work for the Jungle Cruise, you know, whatever. And, you know, we have Disney themed, sorry, not specific to any brand of theme park themed collections. But so much of what we have works really well for Disney layouts. And it's easy to kind of get caught up in the names of the collections and think, oh, that, you know, Welcome Baby, that would never work for Disney, but sometimes it really does. The end is a little crooked. Okay. And this is a layered embellishment, not a sticker, so I do have to put adhesive. But I think I like that Wild Jungle Cruise right there. I'm going to use regular adhesive here, and then I'm going to use a little bit of Repo just on these little ends. And even though I said don't do it on your mat because this is raised, I don't think it went on my mat. So do as I say, not as I do. I might even trim the little ends off so you don't have the white border. I don't love it when they put white borders around stuff, but there we go. There's our Wild Jungle Cruise. And then I can do my journaling real quick about Molly, and then I should be done. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. So this is week 75 of our Theme Park Thursday series. Thanks so much for watching, for your comments, for the feedback that you give me. I've really, really enjoyed doing these layouts so that I'm not talking to myself as I scrapbook. Thank you for letting me talk to you. I hope that you got some ideas that you can use for your own scrapbooks in the future and that it's inspiring you to want to save your memories. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week, and happy scrapbooking.